excellent learning. Its vision is to become a premier institution of innovative and ethical leaders for sustainable development. Its mission: the university shall primarily provide advanced education, higher technological, professional instruction, and training in the fields of education, arts and sciences, public administration, information technology, accountancy, law, and other relevant fields of study. It shall also promote research and extension service and provide progressive leadership in its areas of specialization. BukSU Quality Policy. Bukidnon State University is committed to produce globally competitive and responsible graduates through excellent instruction, responsive research, sustainable extension, and quality production for the highest satisfaction of its stakeholders. Bukidnon State University. Educate, innovate, lead.
This is 104.5
dxBU 104.5.
With integrity and commitment, we stand for truth. No bias, no agenda, just pure, unfiltered news you can rely on. Stay informed, stay aware, stay ahead. This is dxBU 104.5 FM, the voice of Bukidnon State University, your smart, educational, and community-based FM radio station of Bukidnon State University. This is dxBU News Patrol.
Time check around. It's already 9:32 in the morning. You're listening here to the dxBU 104.5 FM, your smart, educational, and community-based FM radio station of Bukidnon State University. Welcome to the program. This is
dxBU News Patrol. Bring the latest news from local, national, and international that matters.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Malaybalay City. Good morning, Province of Bukidnon. Good morning, Bukidnon State University. Happy Kamulan 2025. Good morning. This is Kyle Christian Flores together with our student volunteer.
This is Glazel P. Gutierrez.
Today is Friday, 28th day of March 2025. As of this moment, we're monitoring. As of this moment, we're monitoring on the event of the tennis, which our kababayan Alex Yala is now on the semifinals against Pegula from the USA for the Miami Open. So we are because in a few moments, it was supposedly 8:30 in the morning that will start their match, but unfortunately it has been pushed back because of the last match that is still ongoing. So expected that it will start on probably 9:45 or 10 in the morning. So stay tuned. Stay tuned if there will be if the match will start. Right. Of course, we do not forget also, we would like to thank the following, especially to our Smart Bukidnon State University President, Dr. Joy M. Mirazol, and of course, to our Vice Presidents.
Vice President for Research, Extensions, and Innovations, Dr. Karina Joanne V. Barosa.
Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Hazel Jane M. Abuela.
Vice President for Administrations and Finance, Mr. Dante S. Victoria Jr.
And Vice President for Culture, Arts, Sports, and Student Affairs, Dr. Lincoln V. Tan. And also to our dxBU Operations Manager, Engineer Manuel Chia G. Agurov. And of course, to our dxBU News and Technical Team on duty, Sir, good morning. Sir Miguel Luis L. Zizo, good morning. And still, okay. Of course, thank you so much for being with us as always. And of course, partner, also to our
DevCom students, newscasters, and student volunteers.
And of course, our partner, student volunteer Glazel Gutierrez. Thank you so much for being with me for today for our dxBU News Patrol. Thank God you're on time. Right. Now let's look what will be our news today for our headlines for this Friday morning.
dxBU.
For our headlines for this morning, March 28, 2025, starting off with our local news. BukSU reviews extension project proposals for 2025.
dxBU.
BukSU holds workshop on hazardous waste management.
dxBU.
Malaybalay City Health Office conducts TB case finding on a World TB Day.
For our regional news, Cagayan de Oro passes ordinance to strengthen protections against online sexual abuse.
dxBU.
Comelec warns barangay officials against coercing support for candidates.
dxBU.
Youngest governor takes office in Maguindanao del Norte.
For the national news, Department of Agriculture targets 2 million more hogs annually to revive swine industry.
dxBU.
Comelec to establish priority polling precincts for seniors, PWDs in 2025.
dxBU.
Philippine National Police on heightened alert for local campaign kickoff, which will start today.
dxBU.
Philippine Red Cross prepares nationwide assess for 2025 elections.
dxBU.
For our ASEAN news, ASEAN and UK reaffirm cooperation at joint meeting.
For our international news, 14 million children at the risk of hunger amid AIDS cuts, or UNICEF warns.
For the sports news, we have 2 sports for today. Currently, we're monitoring about the Alex Ayala situation. As of last update, Ayala stuns world number 2 against Swiatek in Miami, or Swiatek in Miami Open upset.
dxBU.
USD Tiger Cubs and 24-year drought clinch UAAP Juniors title.
dxBU.
And our showbiz update, Ogie Alcacid mourns loss of rescued pet dog, Paul. Details for our news station here at the dxBU News Patrol.
This is dxBU 104.5 FM, bringing you the latest news and updates.
Weather update.
Let's start for our updates for our weather update today, March 28, 2025.
dxBU.
According to the Pag-asa weather forecast at 4 o'clock in the morning, there is no typhoon, but the monitored low pressure area or LPA within the Philippine area of responsibility is located 95 kilometers east of Hinatuan, Surigao del Sur. The LPA remains to have a low chance of developing into a typhoon and will possibly dissipate in the coming days. Northern Mindanao is not affected by the LPA but will experience occasionally cloudy to overcast skies with scattered rain showers, lightning, and thunderstorms due to the easterlies. The easterlies are warm winds coming from the Pacific Ocean which carry clouds that may cause rain in affected areas. Light to moderate winds from east to northeast will result in 0.6 to 2.5 meters waves in the Mindanao Seas. While here in the province of Bukidnon, including the city of Malaybalay, city of Valencia, and the nearby areas will have a partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms due to the easterlies. Light to moderate winds coming from the east-northeast direction will prevail, and possible flash floods and landslides during severe thunderstorms, especially on the afternoon. Over here in the Malaybalay City, the recorded temperature, minimum temperature was recorded 2 a.m. today with 19.6 degrees Celsius, with a maximum temperature recorded 2 p.m. yesterday with 32.5 degrees Celsius. Maximum related humidity was recorded 2 a.m. today, or 2 a.m. in the morning, 93%, and a minimum related humidity as of 2 p.m. yesterday with 46%. Sunrise was recorded the same as yesterday, 5:40 in the morning, and the sunset is predicted to be at 5:50 in the afternoon. Now let's move on to our local news.
Bringing you the heartbeat of our community, local news.
Now let's start for our local news.
dxBU.
Bukidnon State University's Extension and Community Engagement Unit, or ESCEU, is conducting an in-house review of extension project proposals from March 27 to 28 at BukSU Hotel. Faculty and project leaders are refining their proposals to align in institutional goals and community needs. University President Dr. Joy M. Mirasol emphasized the importance of impactful extension work, stressing that success is measured by real-world change, not just reports. Vice President Dr. Karina Joan B. Barroso and ESCEU Director Dr. Gemaline B. Paulican are leading the review, where proponents present proposals, and receive feedback. Focus areas include sustainable livelihoods, financial literacy, governance, disaster risk reduction, and community empowerment. Faculty aim to strengthen community partnerships and ensure projects deliver tangible benefits. The review highlights BukSU's commitment to education, innovation, and community engagement.
BukSU.
Bukidnon State University conduct a workshop on hazardous waste profiling and compliance requirements on March 26, 2025 at the University Boardroom. The event aimed to enhance environmental compliance and sustainability. Laboratory faculty, technicians, and unit representatives attended the workshop. Ms. Rosana S. Generato, Chief Administrative Officer, highlight the university's duty to ensure workplace safety and environmental responsibility. She expressed the goal of ensuring a hazardous waste disposal service provided by year's end. Engineer Jason A. Yun, Pollution Control Officer, lead discussions on update procedures and standards for hazardous waste management. Participants engage in practical activity including waste profiling and contingency planning. The workshop also covered the proposal university-wide hazardous waste management plan, reinforcing BukSU's dedication to improving environmental monitoring and reporting system.
BukSU.
The City Health Office marked the World Tuberculosis Day with an active case-finding initiative in Barangay Bangkod on March 25, 2025. The event theme for hashtag TB-Free Nation, Youth Can hashtag End TB. Focus on early detection and treatment, collaborating with the Department of Health, Philippine Business for Social Progress, Provincial Health Office, and local health units. The CHO provided free services including chest X-ray screening, expert MTB or RIFs testing, HIV testing, and medical consultations. Dr. Susan Marie S. Punumbayan, NTCP Medical Coordinator, addressed TB myths, emphasizing its treatability. Barangay Kagawan Honorable Nessa Polatalo urged early consultation. The initiative aimed to identify presumptive TB patients for timely intervention. The CHO reaffirmed its commitment to TB prevention and awareness for a TB-free Malay-Balay City. Now let's move on to our regional news.
Covering the stories that matter across the region. Regional news.
Starting with our regional news, the ordinance aimed at bolstering protection against online sexual abuse, particularly targeting minors, has been approved in Cagayan de Oro City. City Ordinance number 2025-714, known as the Cagayan de Oro City Golden Justice Zone, passed its final reading in the City Council. Principal author, City Mayor Jocelyn Rodriguez, explained that this ordinance is a response to the Supreme Court's mandate to establish a task force dedicated to combating syndicates involved in these crimes. She emphasized that the ordinance aligns with the Supreme Court's strengthening guilty verdict against Australian national Peter Gerard Scully, who was involved in over 100 cases of sexual offenses in the city.
BukSU.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, has warned barangay officials against harassing or intimidating their employees and residents to force them to support their favored candidates in the upcoming elections. COMELEC Misamis Oriental Provincial Elections Supervisor Attorney Carlito Ravelo issued this warning to prevent barangay officials from abusing the Supreme Court's decisions, allowing them to publicly support local candidates. Ravelo clarified that the court's ruling does not grant barangay officials and the authority to dictate their employees' voting choices. He emphasized that coercion is an acceptance. This announcement comes just days because the start of the local campaign period. It's note that the Local Government Code of the Philippines mandates barangay officials to remain non-partisan in the relations to municipal, city, provincial, and national elected officials.
BukSBU.
For another regional news, Dato Sharifuddin Tocao Mastura, CPA, has been sworn in as a new governor of Maguindanao del Norte, replacing interim Chief Minister Abduraof Makakua. Mastura, the youngest governor in the province's history, took his oath at Malacanang Palace before Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, accompanied by his family. Mastura is an active member and presiding officer of the National Movement of Young Legislators, or NMYL. The official turnover of duties is scheduled for March 27, which is yesterday. This transition follows Bakakua's recent appointment as the region's chief minister.
dxBU.
Now let's move on to our national news.
From coast to coast, national news.
The Department of Agriculture is pushing for a significant increase in hog production, aiming to add 2 million pigs annually to recover from the devastating 2019 African swine fever outbreak, or you can call it ASF. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chir Laurel Jr. announced that this goal at the 31st Annual or National Hog Convention, targeting a return to pre-ASF levels by 2028. The ASF outbreak slashed the country's hog population from 14 million to 8 million. To address this, the DA is urging the industry to ramp up production. The potential 2025 rollout of an ASF vaccine and the proposed Animal Industry Development and Competitiveness Act, which allocates 4 billion pesos yearly for the swine sector, are expected to aid recovery. The DA has also secured commitments from 2 major producers to increase production by 500,000 pigs each by 2026. This initiative is crucial to reduce pork imports and stabilize high pork prices, particularly in Metro Manila. Pork producers are seeking further consultations regarding DA's imposed price ceilings.
dxBU.
Commission on Elections or COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia announced that senior citizens and persons with disabilities or PWD will have access to priority polling precincts in the 2025 midterm elections. This initiative aims to make elections more inclusive. During a memorandum of agreement signing, Garcia stated that priority polling places will be located on the ground floors, eliminating the needs for seniors and PWDs to navigate upper floors. If senior citizens or PWDs opt not to vote in the regular polling precinct located on the second or third floor, we have priority polling place on the ground floor, Garcia said. He emphasized that no one should be forced to vote on higher floors if they prefer otherwise. Garcia revealed that there are approximately 12 million registered senior citizens voters and 600,000 PWD voters. Additionally, 42 malls nationwide will serve as voting centers, opening at 5 a.m. for early voting for seniors, pregnant women, and PWDs.
Moving on to another national news, the Philippine National Police has declared a heightened alert status as the local campaign period for 2025 midterm elections commences, as it will start the local elections starting today. PNP spokesperson Brigadier General Jean Pajardo announced that PNP Chief General Romel Marbil has instructed the force to increase visibility in key areas. As a quote, "We're on heightened alert. That means at least 75% of the total strength of the PNP should be readily available for deployment," end of quote. Fajardo stated, the remaining 25% will be on standby for potential deployment increases depending on the security situation. To ensure maximum readiness, the PNP has canceled officer leaves except for emergencies and extended 12-hour shifts as needed. Fajardo also noted that the heightened alert is in preparation for the end of the academic year and the upcoming Holy Week.
dxBU.
The Philippine Red Cross or PRC has announced that all its assets will be readily available for the 2025 midterm elections. According to PRC Secretary General Gwendolyn Pang, trained volunteers will provide first aid and medical services, ensuring safe elections. All of our 102 chapters nationwide will participate. We've added that all our service and assets are ready, Pang stated during a memorandum of agreement signing with COMELEC, DOH, and DILG. These assets include ambulances, fire trucks, rescue trucks, generators, blood banks, and water sanitary stations. PRC will maintain a standby presence 10 meters from major polling stations. In high-risk areas, services will align with their safe access framework, assessing local needs. While 1,053 voters serve in the 2023 barangay elections, the PRC will coordinate with COMELEC, DOH, and DILG to determine the required volunteer numbers for 2025.
How many volunteers was there?
1,500.
1,053. Okay,
volunteers.
1,053 volunteers. That's too much. All right, that will be our national news for today. And now, let's move on to our ASEAN news and international news.
Connecting you to the world. World news.
Let's move on to our ASEAN news. The 4th ASEAN-UK Joint Cooperation Committee or JCC meeting took place yesterday at the ASEAN headquarters, where ASEAN and United Kingdom reviewed their ongoing partnership. Both parties expressed their commitment to strengthening cooperation as they approach the 5th anniversary of their dialogue partnership in 2026. The meeting provided an opportunity to assess the progress made under the existing partnership and to discuss future collaborative efforts. Both sides reiterated their dedication to deepening ties across various sectors. The focus was on ensuring continued and enhanced cooperation in the years leading up to the partnership's milestone anniversary.
BukSU.
UNICEF has issued a start warning 14 million children face heightened hunger and malnutrition risk this year due to significant cuts in international aid. The agency is urgently calling for contributions to each child nutrition fund to prevent widespread starvations. Executive Director Catherine Russell highlighted the potential reversal of hard-won progress against child hunger. She emphasized that good nutrition is the foundation of child survival and development. The crisis stems from major donor nations, like the U.S. slashing aid budgets. The U.S. via Department of Government Efficiency or DOGE has drastically reduced U.S. aid programs. Despite legal challenges, other countries are also cutting aid to manage deficits. These cuts threaten to leave 2.4 million acutely malnourished children without vital therapeutic food. Critical care centers and feeding programs are at risk of closure. Russell warned that 14 million children will experience disruptions to nutrition support amidst conflicts, disease outbreaks, and change effects.
And that's it for our international news. Now let's move on to our action for our sports news.
All the action. All the scores. Sports news.
Now let's move on to our sports news.
BukSU.
19-year-old Filipino wildcard Alexandra Ayala delivered a stunning upset at the Miami Open, defeating world's number 2 Iga Swiatek with a score of 6-2 and 7-5, ranked 140. Ayala became the first Filipina to reach WTA 1000 semifinals. She capitalized on Swiatek's characteristic errors, relying on 4-2 down in the second set. Ayala broke Swiatek 8 times, sealing the victory when the pole served to stay in the match. As Ayala said, "I'm just in disbelief. It's so surreal." She acknowledged the support of her team and Tony Nadal, who was in her box. Ayala right now, as we watching on the screen today, is currently live and now facing Jessica Pegula on the semifinals. So if I'm not mistaken, I think this is just getting started. Yeah, it is the first set. Yes, it is the first set, and you can watch it online, and you can watch it also on the television. Yeah, the cable channels, especially on Premier Sports 2. The winner of this match will face the world's number 1, who's waiting the world's number 1 athlete for the women's tennis.
BukSU.
For another sports news, the University of Santo Tomas Tiger Cubs have reclaimed the UAAP Juniors basketball crown after a 24-year wait, defeating the National University Bullpups 83-77 in an overtime thriller. The victory, secured in Game 3 at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center, marks UST's first championship since 2001. Finals MVP Rashid Kane dominated with 28 points and 17 rebounds, leading UST's charge, especially in overtime after NU's Collins Akue fouled out. Kojo Buenlafor added 12 points and 15 rebounds. After trailing by 17 in the first half, NU rallied to force overtime. Tied at 74, UST surged ahead in overtime, holding off NU's late push. Kane's clutch, free throws, and a crucial steal by Charles Buxit sealed the victory. Akawe led National University with 23 points and 24 rebounds, while Miguel Palanca added 21 points and 13 rebounds. However, UST's resilience and Kane's stellar performance proved decisive, ending their championship drought. Congratulations to the UST Tiger Cubs. Now let's move on to our showbiz news.
Lights, camera, headlines, showbiz news.
Singer Ogie Alcacid is mourning past the passing of his beloved pet dog, Paul. Alcacid shared his grief on Instagram, posting a heartfelt message to his late companion. Our hearts are broken. Go roam free in dog heaven, dear Paul. He wrote, "We love you." Paul was rescued dog initially found in a situation where 100 dogs were at risk of being euthanized due to lack of shelter. Alcacid, through the efforts of his daughter Lilia and Gebs, took Paul into his home. He described Paul as a healthy and kind, expressing his love for the pet in previous posts. The singer's recent post reflects the deep bond he shared with his rescued companion.
Time checker now, it's already 9:58 in the morning, and as of this moment, it is currently live. It's currently live between Alex Iala and Pegula, mga higala, to determine who will face the world's #1 tennis on the Miami Open. And currently, the world's #1 tennis today is it's Yannick Sinner, the women. Oh yes, it's Ariana Sabalenka. Yes, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. As of here, the world's #1, it's Ariana Sabalenka. So if Ayala wins, she will face Arina Sabalenka for the finals, which will be held 2 days from now. But for now, mga higala po, and of course, currently also happening is the second judging for the Agri Fair, which all the LGUs of the 21 LGUs from Bukidnon is presenting their display, their autop. So it's their second judging, and the third judging will be on a day before the street dancing, which is April 11, 2025. Right, partner. Hey, brother, do you have any shoutouts or you have any mga pabati? Wala na?
Wala.
Okay. Alright, but before we go, we will if you have any public service announcements, or you have any questions, or you have any concerns, you can visit here the dxBU Panawagan Center, 4th floor, College of Technologies building, Bukidnon State University, 4th Street, Balay City, Bukidnon. And of course, we would like to acknowledge the following, especially to our Smart Bukidnon State University President, Dr. Joy M. Mirasol. And of course, to our Vice Presidents.
Vice President for Research, Extensions, and Innovation, Dr. Karina Joanne V. Barroso.
Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Hazel Jane N. M. Abuela.
Vice President for Administrations and Finance, Mr. Dante S. Victoria Jr.
And Vice President for Culture, Arts, Sports, and Student Affairs, Dr. Lincoln V. Tan. And so, of course, to our DXB Operations Manager, Engineer Manuel Chadji Akuro. And to our technical on duty today, Sir Miguel Luis Aldizo. You're so cool and hoping to buy your drone battery. Sir Biggs, thank you so much for being with us, and of course, I'll make it up to you. I'll buy the battery if I have the sweldo. All right, and of course, thank you so much, partner Glazel, for having with me as our co-anchor. Thank you very much for being with me, of course, as usual. And stay tuned this afternoon at 3 o'clock for the DXBU Balita Patrol. And that will be it for our DXBU News Patrol today, March 28, 2025. This has been Kyle Christian Flores together with
Miss Glazel P. Gutierrez.
And this is
DXBU News Patrol.
Good morning, Balay City. Good morning, Bukidnon. And good morning, Bukidnon State University. Enjoy the kaamulan. And of course, stay hydrated and stay safe. God bless us all. Maayat hamasalom inyo alan.
With integrity and commitment, we stand for truth. No bias, no agenda, just pure, unfiltered news you can rely on. Stay informed, stay aware, stay ahead. This is DXBU 104.5 FM, the voice of Bukidnon State University, your smart, educational, and community-based FM radio station of Bukidnon State University. This is DXBU News Patrol.
This is 104.5
DXBU.